arranged encounters, or arranged encounters. They're called arranged encounters, and everyone from, probably even gang members even do it, but everyone from the religious organizations, probably to the Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, I remember Rick Bush and Rodney Briley talking about these little arranged encounters, basically, that they were going to do anyway. I mean, anyone can do it. Anyone from Bill Gates to, of course, he doesn't really have any money. Like I said, Bill Gates really doesn't have any money. What he did was he actually sold the U.S. government, basically the plans on the LS shells, or the thorium, uranium shells, basically. And I believe they actually found them inside of a warehouse somewhere, because I had like 300 of them just sitting around. I'd never used them for anything, and there were more. And like I said, even the power armor. If you go into Russia, there used to be some power armor. So this would have been somewhere around like 1600, 1700, 1800, somewhere around in there. Some long ago time, basically. Germany was doing the VPAC engines and doing some power armor. And the Chinese, or the Japanese, actually, the Orientals actually got a little bit further, learning how to pilot them. The problem was the moving of the legs, the control function to actually move the legs forward. And they use like little, basically like motorcycle engines. Like if you took a Harley Davidson motor engine, if you took an engine off a motorcycle and you made it a little bit more square or whatever, and then you put it on the side on a leg, like each engine ran basically a hydraulic ram, or ran two hydraulic rams basically. So they're little V-pack engines, and what you do, you get 4 bolts and you take the engine off basically. And I forget how it got fuel, where it got fuel. I think it had a big tank on the back. Anyway, and they use recoilless rifles and all that stuff, and people are like, Brian, shut the fuck up. All these idiots around me. The religious motherfucker idiots that thought they could lie and blah, 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 blah. But of course, like I said, I am Lucifer Star. And not just some child or person. Anyway, so like I said, what's his name? Zachary or Bill Gates really doesn't have any money. Never did, other than the fact that he supposedly, he sold these ultimate bullets. Anyway, so yeah. So, but anyone from the Congress, and that's basically all that Congress was doing, basically, was doing arranged things where, and like I said, the religious organization and probably the, I'm pretty sure the Jehovah's Witnesses do it too. They find someone with a cute girl or whatever, and they indoctrinate them, and then someone that donates a significant amount of money, which is just kind of stupid anyway. They arrange the marriage or arrange a relationship, and they take it even further. I mean, the CIA and the FBI knew how to do this, and most spy organizations also know how to do this. And I also did some of this myself, actually. I mean, it's normal, like whatever. If you want to find out information and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Anyway, though, you do arranged encounter, basically, and lots of people do it. They even do it to actors and actresses and blah 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 blah. But it's also how they get people indoctrinated into their group. Basically, you join up and you're like, oh yeah, I think I'm doing this thing, and this girl's like, oh yeah, and they pretend to be all into you. Or basically, the parents of a child basically be like, he's a really nice guy. You should really get to know him. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and let him get to know you? Yeah, oh yeah. Blah, 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 and then they do peer pressure and all that sort of positive and negative reinforcement stuff. Rodney was really into the positive negative reinforcement stuff. So was Rick Bush. Anyway, they're basically stupid idiots. Like I said, I don't really care, and I'm just telling you this because, yes, everyone does it, everyone was doing it, blah, blah, blah. It's stupid. That's why I'm just like, no thank you. I don't need your stupid little pathetic loser paramilitary group, fake ass religious group that really only exists because of the fact that they get a tax credit from the government, for which I gave them. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, whatever. Your world is full of lies, and basically everyone around you is basically fooling you. Probably the more realistic organizations might actually be things like the West Side and East Side, and also like the gangs, basically. And realistically, they're being controlled by the fake people that are pretending to run the government and blah 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 blah, and they're just like I said, what they do is they entrap you by giving you drugs or letting you have something like a weapon, like for instance in the Middle East, America, or basically the CIA or FBI gives people weapons, and then they put it on TV how they're destroying those weapons and blah 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 blah, and saying the war on terror, making themselves look good, when they're really just killing the people that they just gave the weapons to. Yeah, that's a rocket launcher. That's a rocket launcher. Yeah, anyway. Like I said, Germany did not have the reason why they framed Germany and everything else, because Germany did not partake in any of this foolery or bullshit or lies, and nor did they didn't have to play the game. They didn't have to do anything. They were basically just like this iron wall or whatever, basically, that said, we're not part of it. Male, female, and more than enough technology and very good researchers and everything else. And like I said, I believe it was actually Rick Bush, who, because of the fact that I own Germany, blah, blah, and Rick Bush or whatever, that was trying to manipulate Germany or whatever. But then again, you know, like I say, JFK was beating him to the punch by trying to get the printing presses from Germany. Everybody used to know that all the money came from the German printing presses, which were actually my printing presses. Anyway, like I say, it's a web of lies that they've weaved around you, and yeah, you know, whatever. So you can choose your master, Zachary, aka Bill Gates, weighing in on patheticness and more or less than pathetic, or you can choose the Joe's Witnesses paramilitary group, it's also really pathetic and maybe associated with the Vietnam vets. Or you can choose JFK, coming in as Golden Boy, savior of everyone, but realistically doing all kinds of scams and also doing drug use, and also someone who's mildly responsible for passing around women like they were toys, and also demeaning women quite extensively and feeling like he could get away with whatever he wanted. Or you could choose, I don't know, let's see who else is there, the big heavyweights of patheticness. Or let's see, who else could you choose? What other people of substance are there? That's about it, really, I think. I don't know, let's see. Is there anyone powerful and whatever? Or actually, you can go with the Middle Easterns, fighting a 10,000 year... verifiably having fought a 10,000-year war. Middle Eastern / gypsies. Basically just too tough to kill or something like that. Not doing anything wrong, and also having gotten money or having money from me and blah, 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 and just basically hanging out the whole time, fending off. Like, oh, there's another one. They say, I'm Middle East, I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it. Or you can choose Godney, weighing at less than pathetic or mostly pathetic, and basically his only saving grace is the fact that I named 3 battleships after him, or 3 sets of battleships after him, and basically he was pulling off the old Abraham Lincoln lie. Second time's better than the first time, I guess, and this time they got it right with the genetics. At least he's mildly genetically connected to me, or at least having most of the genetic markers for which I share, and therefore, apparently, supposedly saying that he is my father, and actually the real inventor and the real Lucifer star. But actually not. So, and more likely my son, or something like that. And only mildly genetically related to me, or whatever. Either I am... blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't really matter. I could have done whatever I wanted. So, and him and his smarter than average bear, Rick Bush, who's a Jehovah's Witness, and basically, or Jehovah's Witness, and basically pathetic. I told people one time that I was Jesus or something like that, or something. I don't know. I don't really care. I knew that they were trying to kill me. And some people from my battleships were trying to find me and gonna come find me somewhere in America. Because I was lost. And actually at 471 Mountain Drive. And not in the White House where I was supposed to be. So, and in fact, many space-going people as well as other people were checking on my White House to see But they noticed that I wasn't there at my White House. Now, why wasn't Lucifer Starline, the creator, epic creator of whatever, inside his White House? Meanwhile, I guess the White House was trying to say that they were me or blah, 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 or something. Or saying that I was dead. I don't know. Anyway, so, like I say, an alcohol comes from Germany and from some scientists which create a safe fuel, which you could drink. Like I said, all drugs were legal and blah, 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 until Congress, or the Republicans, needed to have power and money and blah, blah, and be able to lock people up for things that were actually fairly legal. Anyway, like I say, go talk to some congressman about why you're getting locked up for cocaine. And realistically, it was Rodney's zero-tolerance law and Rick Bush's idea of, well, we'll make it so miserable in the United States that no one will want to be here. Yeah, I don't really know. I wasn't part of their stupidity. I'm Lucifer Starline. Anyway, like I say, and now come around me, come all kinds of annoying people. And still being annoying. And then they were going with, well, the queens will rule, so therefore Rosalie has power. Rosalie was never a queen. Rosalie was never anyone of substance. The only thing about Rosalie is the fact that I named a ship named Rosalie. There was a seagoing ship that I named Rosalie, the Rose or Rosalie. And there was also a car I named Rosalie. I was building them and I had to name something, so I thought of someone that meant something to me, or something like that, and blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. That's all there is. And somehow, and at some point in time, I gave them a little bit of money. Blah, blah, blah. All these people, and I tell them all to shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of hearing their bullshit. They've told their lies and their bullshit to my face. They've told their bullshit and their lies to everyone around here. They've told their bullshit and their lies to anyone that would listen. And it's all just fucking lies. That's all it is. It's a lie. It's everything's a lie. Rodney has no power. Rodney tried to control the battleships, blah, blah, blah. They renamed the battleships the Nelson class. The Irishmen didn't give a fuck. Like I say, you know, all these people, we helped you. You better calm down or else we're not going to give you anything. It's like, I don't want anything from you, piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. All these people, blah, 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 blah. It's all lies. Whole world around me just fucking lies. It's just a stupid game that they lost. They lost. They were going to kill me. And they lost. And then once they couldn't kill me, they, Brian, all these idiots. I really get sick of it. Sorry. I just get so mad and so angry. And Rick Bush is like, you better calm down, Brian. You better calm down. Like, I'm not going to get calm. I'm not going to calm down. I'm pissed. So is the rest of the world. People were shocked and amazed and horrified. And there was crying and sadness at what Rick Bush and Rodney Briley had done, or other people had done. And it just opened the door. Rodney and Rick Bush were like, he opened the door for us. I didn't open the door for you. No. You opened the door for yourself, or you killed... Or actually, realistically, they had to kill a lot of people to get this thing to work. And it only worked for a short time and only slightly unearthed. And realistically, they were taking bars and doing the old kneecapping. You take a bar, a piece of steel, and you drive it through someone's leg. And it really fucking hurts. And they were doing that to people. They were being really psychotically... That's how they got it. Their lies didn't work. Nothing worked. Until they started getting absolutely psychotically horrible. And they're just willing to do whatever it took. And that's when they started actually making headway. And they were and what they did was so horrible that if anyone went back in time and looked, you know, they took something good and wonderful and they destroyed it, made it into something horrible and disgusting and just psychotic and loud for a whole bunch of horrible, disgusting people to basically, you know, exist or whatever. They ruined existence for the human race. And what became afterwards was even more. But like I said, they realistically couldn't affect me, and I just fixed it. Effortlessly. I kept on fixing it effortlessly. Until I took my vacation. Like I say, I don't know, I don't care. You know, And like I said, I feel sorry for Putin. I feel sorry for all these other people that had to endure the lies. Like, Putin, you're a good man. I'm sorry. Once I see you and I get to know you, I see how good you are. I'm sorry about that. You're more than a soldier. You're a leader and you're a real man, and I'm sure you'll become a great person someday. And unlike everybody else around here, they'll remember you. You should probably have a statue built. You know, you're a good man. And actually, he looks a little bit German, actually. I don't really know. The Germans were better. The Germans were really good people. They just wanted to live and invent and exist. Everything about them is lies. Germany was just like America. In many ways, at least the Germany I remember. It was like America before America. And it was based on my ideas and my theories and everything else like that. Just like America is. It's just that, you know, when I named America, you know, I didn't name Germany. I don't remember exactly how Germany was named. Anyway, though, so, like I say, whatever. It was just my vacation money, and it was just whatever. It's just a bunch of idiots. Doesn't matter. They didn't win, they lost. You know, everybody knew. Like I said, I had another planet call my house at Mountain Drive, or call the police at Mountain Drive. Another planet made a call to Earth, and then called the police locally, and had the police drive by my house. And when I was talking to her, she was like, "I wonder if they know that I'm actually on another planet." Because she was on another planet. She wasn't even on Earth. It's just that I was communicating with my people. So, like I said, I don't really care. I mean, you know, it scared the shit out of Rodney and Rick Bush and everybody else, because it's like, well, what? 800 galaxies or 80 or 12 galaxies more every day? You know, I mean, you know, and just some idiots. They spent a long time getting me. You know, it's just my not so epic vacation. And like I said, realistically, because of my life, everyone is more guilty than me. Everyone's done worse things. Everyone's had to do worse things. Everyone's had to do more than me. Everyone's drunk more. Everyone's killed more. Practically. Even being good people, they still did and still had to do horrible things. Or they were part of something even more horrible, just as a whole. Like I said, anyway, though, you know, like I say, I don't really care. You can figure it out. And all it is basically just, you know, religious groups were you know, they got a tax credit. They got nearly free tax. So they didn't have to pay taxes. So everybody joined the church. You know, whatever. And then that just opened them up to stealing, though, because it's like, well, you paid in, well, you're not really paying in, blah, 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 or and this and that. And then somebody's like, oh, well, you know, if I kill those people, then we'll be able to keep all the money. And it's like, haha, whatever. Pathetic losers. Anyway, and then other people start, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care. It has nothing to do with me. But, you know, yeah. I'm just the creator of humanity and endoskeleton life forms and exoskeletons. What do I care? That's why I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. Like Rodney's like, you're not going to win, Brian. You're not going to win. It's like, what's to win? I was already really powerful and already blah, blah, and I'm just on my epic vacation. There's nothing winning. They'll never believe you. Oh, like, then why is there American government? Why is there a country named America? He didn't do that. Like, I mean, it's just deny, 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 deny. It's like, you know, you can shoot someone, and then it's the equivalent of shooting someone, and then the police walk up, and they're like, freeze, put the gun down, you know, and then charging, and they're like, I didn't do that, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. That's all Rodney and Rick Bush and everybody else that are doing. Like, whatever. Oh, but if they control the courts. Nah, Nixon and JFK controlled the courts way more than Rodney or Rick Bush ever did. I'd say, I don't care. Bunch of idiots. You know, they've been trying to lock me up since I was 9 years old. Or get me killed or have me killed. Rick Bush. Accidents happen all the time, Brian. Like, shut up, you piece of shit. And Rosalie like, oh, you better do it. Like, goddamn, fucking fake-ass religious bullshitters. Liars. Other people are like, it's bullshit, it's bullshit. Yeah, some black guy. Yeah, that's why you're shit-colored. Yeah, I can get nasty, too. No, I'm not an asshole. Rodney at some point's like, yeah, I'm an asshole. It's like, yeah, whatever. No, you're just stupid as fuck. Anyway, whatever. A lot of bad things happened. A lot of shit happened, and you know, whatever. Eventually, though, the actresses and actors and military people realized that they didn't have to listen to those to the pathetic losers of the world. They had the guns, they had the weapons, they had the power. You know, they could do whatever they wanted. You know, and a lot of them, whatever they wanted was just, you know, they had children. Even the Hells Angels, drug addicts, bikers, foul-mouthed people, eventually once they got children and wives, well, they changed. Apparently having children does change people. I probably had something to do with that, but I say, oh, well, like a lot of the Hells Angels, you know, girls addicted to drugs, did sex scandals, all kinds of stuff, and then once they have children, oh no! All of a sudden, their children are too good for that shit. Oh no, you better not be going well over there, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what? So you can go and get other, like, young girls addicted to drugs and all that other stuff, but then it's too good for your children? Talk about a little hypocritical, aren't we? Hell's Angels biker group. And then even worse, their children are having, the girls are having to have to go have sex with guys and all kinds of stuff just to get some of them out of jail. What else could they do? So there's a lot of bikers that went to jail, whatever, and their daughters actually went and had sex with men just to get them out of jail. Their daughters might not have admitted it and might not be willing to do it, but that's how they got them out of jail. They went and simply had sex with all those men and slowly but for surely got them out of jail. Anyway, like I say, I don't really care. You know, you're lucky your daughters actually gave a fuck about you. You know. You didn't deserve it. And they should just let you rot in there. And some of them even realize that. But whatever. You know, children. Oh well, you know, like I say, I don't know. I'm just the creator, and, well, I'm glad that they cared. But, you know, like I said, you people have a lot to get on your knees and just realize how pathetic you are for. Not everyone, of course. There were great people out there. There are great people that actually, like I say, when a third of the humanity was acting like shit and everything else, there were a few people that stuck up above everything else and were actually like keeping people safe and doing the right thing. Anyway, like I say, Hell's Angels basically, I don't know what it is about a guy that basically gets you motorcycles or gives you money and you just go with him. And whatever, man. You know, it's not my fault. I don't really care. Yes, I'm pissed. Yes, I'm angry. But it doesn't matter. You know, whatever. And you guys said a lot worse about everything else. When you're drunk or high on drugs. And you did a lot worse things when you're high on drugs. People shot. People killed. Living in the gray area. Before the cameras came. Like I said, I knew that the cameras were the only thing that could actually stop everything. And bring the world to its senses. And slowly for surely, as technology slowly gets more and more out there, you know, whatever. And mostly because I believe China wasn't lying. There were a lot of people that weren't lying. And it's funny how Hell's Angels, blah, 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 well, we gotta get some of that shit too. Rick Bush is like, well, we have good programmers too in the Jehovah's Witnesses, Joe's Witnesses. Fucking paramilitary group. Like, you fucking idiots. The Amish actually did a better job. You know why the Amish were restricted from computers and technology? Because they were doing things. And they might have been working for Abraham Lincoln, thinking that he was this great blah 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 person. They were caught and found and blah blah blah. Like I said, I didn't kill them. I simply cleaned them up and gave them a town. Maybe they realized what Abraham Lincoln had done. That's why they were restricted from having technology or electronics. They're being bad. They're misusing it. Like I said, I don't really know. Maybe they were just simply trying to find me. Maybe they were trying to kill me. I don't know. Like I say, a lot of people, blah, 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 telling people how they should perceive things or see things. It's like, you know, they're just lying to you. They're just trying to make their truth more real than everything else. Even me, what do I care? You know, I'm 90 trillion years old and lucky for it, and it had nothing to do with humans. Rick Bush and a bunch of other people are like, yeah, baby, blah, blah, blah. It's like, my power base wasn't humanity at all. My power base was exoskeletons and 1.5s. And stuff like that. Rodney and Rick Bush didn't do anything good for me, I don't think. Like, the Irish probably did more good things for me, and even them, I paid them in gold. You know, I did the same thing as everybody else. You know, anyway, whatever. You know, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter anymore. I don't really care. Like, I've explained it until I'm exhausted. Basically, it's just a bunch of people lying and a bunch of other people laughing because they could get away with killing people. And a bunch of people saying, I like to watch the life drain from her eyes. Because life is cheap to them. They can go anywhere. They can do anything. They can go any town. They could drop down $5,000 and basically have sex with a girl and have her and she could die and no one would care. No one would know. You know, even the Hells Angels were powerless against these people because they could drop down $35,000 and tell someone, or $150,000 and tell someone to go kill a Hells Angels person. Good luck with that, dude. You know, I'm about the only one who lived through having a bounty or a price on my head. Like I said, what do I care on the creator of humanity and all these life forms? So, you know, I'm pissed off at Rosalie. I'm pissed off at Rodney. I'm pissed off at a lot of people. And I'm not going to stop being angry. I've been angry like a good third of my existence. They're just lying to you. Eventually the Middle Easterns will win and probably kill everyone or kill quite a few people. You know, they had every right, and basically like even the Middle Easterns probably would have said that we're not taking vengeance. They were just simply stopping the bad people. You know, it's like, look, if you know you try and lock them up, blah blah, and if that doesn't work, then you just kill them. Even the mafia. Anyway, Rodney Briley, was going around saying, "You can't kill me." He's like, I don't really care about Rodney or Rosalie. She's not really a queen. She never was. She was just the genetic donor. And whatever. I don't really care. I love them. I cared about them. I didn't particularly want them to be killed or tortured, but I mean, they're the ones responsible for all this, for all this fucked up shit. Partly. They did it. Rodney trying to become president or trying to become Admiral Rodney. Godney. Whatever. And he just did a bunch of coke and had sex with a bunch of young girls, and then when he was getting psycho and I was having numerous complaints of him yelling, people were saying he just yells in our face and gets all, You mean red-faced Rodney? Yeah. I was getting numerous complaints about Rodney just screaming into people's faces and acting all really psycho and everything else like that. And I told him, and I cut him off from drugs. I said, no more cocaine for you. That's it. It's over. I had numerous complaints of Rodney screaming at people and blah, 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 and numerous complaints of everything. And so I said, no more drugs. Not until you can act right. And of course Rodney, I mean, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. So, a lot of people are bitter and jealous and mad, and it's just because of, the drugs and everything else and whatever. Like I said, and then there was arm chopping off Nixon and everything. And you find out about these people, they're just pathetic. They're just people. They're just pathetic people. Pretending, lying. Even me, like as Brian or whatever. You wouldn't know that I was his first star line. You wouldn't understand how I did all that stuff. That was my life before. So like I said, give me a gun. So I can end this now, because this is, it's just my epic vacation, and, it just got all fucked up. It's just because a bunch of other people wanted their, we want to get, we're not going to be left on a chair. We want our shit now. We want it now. It's just a bunch of people wanting it now. And getting it now, they just fucked up. Like I say, even the actors and the singers, anyone can sing, anyone can act. Put enough effort into it, or a big enough team behind you, and even the most horrible person on earth can look like a good person. And some of the actors and some of the comedians even admit it. It's like if you wrap shit in a $5,000 suit, it'll look. It might actually look good. Some people there's a lot of people that met these people. All these people. I'm a diplomat from wherever. And realistically, they're just some person that has a fake whatever, or maybe he's lying, or who knows. Or maybe he just paid $5,000 to become diplomatic, which just means he could go into another country and basically disobey their laws. It's just a bunch of people getting away with shit. Should have all been locked up and killed or something like that. Just we usually extradite people or throw people out of the country rather than actually kill them or even put them in jail. It's like, leave, goodbye. So then they go over there and cause a problem in another country, and then that country has to deal with them. Which it usually does. In some countries, they just don't give a fuck. They're like, if you break the law, we'll just kill you. Eventually one of these countries was just killing people. Cleaning up the mess. I don't know. I don't care. It's their problem, not mine. Realistically, none of it was my problem. All these idiots running around, having sex, blowing money, living a lie, killing people, cheating, lying, playing the game, realizing when they got up to the top of the game that they didn't really go anywhere. They were locked in someone else's maze of nothing. And realistically, it was someone else just fucking with them. They were distracting them. It's like, hey, hey, I didn't do that. I didn't have anything to do with it. Nor did the Chinese, nor did the Germans. Some piece of shit like Rodney, or some piece of shit like Rick Bush or someone that knew that they couldn't make good on their deal or make good on anything really, which is getting these people distracted or whatever. Anyway, eventually even the gang members realized it. It's like they do all these deeds, they do all this stuff, they run all these drugs, they extort all this money from people, they force all these people, and for what? For nothing. You know, I mean, maybe they get some hot girls, maybe they get a couple little drugs, a couple good times, but realistically, you know, they could have had it anyway. You know. Like I said, I mean, I made drugs legal. It's like, I don't care if you use drugs at home. I don't care if you get drugs from the supermarket. That's fine. Even gambling in the supermarket, I didn't really care about that. It's just that I thought it cluttered up the supermarket too much. That was a problem. So I restricted gambling and stuff to certain places. Besides, like I say, I mean, in the old days, you would have like a 16-year-old girl sitting out on the street corner, you know, because her mom and dad couldn't pay the rent, or because, you know, she wanted $20 or something like that, you know, and it's like, well, I don't really want that, you know, I mean, this is a family place, you know, and like she's like high on drugs or, you know, whatever, freaking out, and it's like, darling, you know, I mean, and besides, like I felt bad for my people, like, darling, come here, right? And there's all these people that are crying and upset and sad, and I mean, you know, if you look at your existence and look at everything else, if you were me, then you would understand. Just a bunch of horrible shit for nothing. A lot of people say things have changed, and they really haven't changed. You know, it's still cold, it's still cruelty. Of course, you know, it's probably because of Rick Bush and Rodney Briley. Push-pull, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bad things need to happen. You need to just cry about things. It's like, no, they don't. Bad things don't need to happen. It's all lies. It's all bullshit. All fucked up shit. It's all people that really are nothing, have nothing, trying to be something, and they really are just nothing. You know, people like Zachary, Bill Gates, not a computer genius. Not a genius, not anything. Just a lie. He's a lie. Everything about Bill Gates, everything about Microsoft is a lie, probably. Show me the proof. I bet you it's all a lie. And the way I hear it, it was actually Korea or South Korea that was actually doing most of the internet cleaning up and internet monitoring. They had a team of people. The Japanese tasked a team of people to actually safeguard and actually clean up the internet, or actually manage the internet, or something like that. Since no one else was doing it, they decided to go ahead and do it. Where they would actually clean up all the fake news and fake this and fake this and fake that off the internet and actually make it cleaner. So it was like Korea or something like that. Someone had to do it, right? Like I said, the way it worked out was basically the Congress or the or whatever figured that because there were so many other people safeguarding or protecting people that they didn't have to protect anyone, so they could do whatever they wanted. So they did or something. Anyway, I don't know. It's been told me that America was just the only country that was actually having bad things, although maybe that's because I wasn't president or whatever. You had people like Zachary or whatever, and Rodney Dean Briley, bunch of idiots, and the KKK, 3 Kennedys. Yeah, and then you had the Hells Angels who crapped on my desk and tried to cut up a 5,000-year-old tree that was basically made of unburnable wood, or wood that couldn't burn. And that was a hardwood that was so hard to cut. They tried to cut it with a skill saw or a chainsaw, and it dulled the blade every time. They couldn't cut it up. I don't know. They tried sledgehammers. Like, it was a really massive desk in the White House. Everybody's like, I don't know, blah, 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 where you get blah, 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 blah. Like, just because you covered it up, just because you paid everyone off, just because you cut off people's arms, you know, it's just like JFK and Nixon. Basically, this is how you should perceive this. This is how you should perceive that. This is how you should perceive this. Just trying to tell you how you should perceive things. Because they don't want you to perceive it the way you should perceive it. Whatever. This is how you should take this. This is how you should take that. You know, I mean, I did that a little bit because people were getting everything all wrong. And I was like, no, 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 no. It's more like this. And, you know, here's the proof. You know. And then other people take that same idea and, oh, retarded. Just like JFK was, you know. I guess maybe he realized what was going on, and basically he was like, you're all retarded, everything's retarded. You know, and he thought he could do whatever he wanted. And realistically, with Rodney Briley and Rick Bush trying to fuck around and all that other stuff, he probably could. For a time.